If we take a closer look at the population today, we can distinguish 5 generation types: the traditionalists, the baby boomers, Generation X, the millennials, and the I generation. The veteran generation, born between 1925 and 1945, was brought up in more challenging times that included, for example, World War II. This generation survived the Great Depression of the 1930s and shaped today's military and hierarchical powers. The economical and political uncertainty that they experienced led them to be financially conservative and cautious. Loyalty to their organization is key, and they have advanced with the premise that the seniority is important to advance in one's career. They do not like change. They are not very risk tolerant and have a respect for authority and hard work. This generation created and obeys the rules. An important icon of this generation is Warren Buffett. His multinational conglomerate holding company, Berkshire Hathaway, owns many companies such as Heinz and Fruit of the Loom, and he is seen as one of the strongest businessmen of his time. The baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964, were brought up in an abundant and healthy post-war economy that turned them into a more egocentric generation with a very structured work and family life. People were used to work in linear and hierarchical structured companies. Once you had chosen a career, chances you stayed on this career path for the rest of your life were high. To grow in a company, you had to gain experience for many years and stay long hours to prove your loyalty to the company and get promoted. Day-to-day sacrifices were made to earn more money and take care of their family. They spent their whole life working hard so that one day they could relax and enjoy all the fortune they had gathered, although it might have taken a while to get there. A famous icon of this generation would be Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs really exemplifies his generation. He pushed and worked hard to develop his dream and followed a successful career path, but had to make a lot of sacrifices along the way. All sacrifices were necessary for becoming successful, and no opportunities were given to him by family or network. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, experienced a high rate of blended families. Independence was very important to them. Compared to the hardworking baby boomers who live to work, they work to live and view the world with a little cynicism and distrust. They do everything in their power to achieve quick growth and are always on the lookout for better offers and opportunities. A famous icon of this generation would be David Cameron. In 2005, he used his image of young and moderate candidate to appeal to young voters and win the elections. Even at a young age, he did everything in his power to increase all possible opportunities and achieve fast growth. The millennials, or Generation Y, born between 1981 and 2000, have been portrayed as the next big generation. They were brought up during the empowerment years, where everyone was taught that they could become the best in a chosen skill. They were encouraged to make their own choices and taught to question authority. This group was also raised in a consumer economy. They are focused on the quality of life. Live now. They are connected with the world like no other generation before. A famous icon of this generation would be Mark Zuckerberg. He followed an unbeaten path to success by following his idea, striving for success, and daring to challenge current business rules. Regarding the I generation, or Generation Z, there is not much information available thus far, as this generation has not yet started to work. What we know about them is that they were born and raised in a digital environment. We expect them to be even more radical in their views on work and family compared to the millennials. Predictions tell us that they will change their jobs 17 times in a lifetime and live in at least 15 different homes across different countries. Why would this model and the differences between generations be of great importance for companies? In 2015, the millennials outnumbered the Generation X and the baby boomer generation at work for the first time. Every generation needs to be approached differently at work, and this is also an important aspect to consider when motivating employees. Different generations need different motivations in the workplace. It is important that companies take this into account, as a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. Companies should do more to adapt their work environment, compensation packages, and craft jobs to the needs of different generations to stay attractive as a place to work.